Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at installing the CURT Class 3 hitch on our 2026 Kia Carnival Hybrid. Now in the shop today we do have our standard Carnival in, but our Hybrid is going to be the same installation process, so we'll go ahead and show you that now. Our CURT hitch we have on our Kia Carnival today is going to be a really good hitch for people that want to use their hitch a lot because everything's out in the open and really accessible. This hitch is going to be a visible cross tube, so you are going to see that underneath the vehicle. But once you're standing up and you're up above it, you don't really see it at all. You just see a little bit of the receiver coming down. It doesn't stick out too bad either, so walking back behind your vehicle, it's kind of tucked up behind your bumper just a little bit, so you're not going to be hitting your shins on it or anything all the time. It's going to have a really nice gloss coated finish, so it actually looks pretty good underneath of our Kia. This hitch is going to have a 5/8 pinhole opening. That's going to hold in any of your accessories that you put on the back. Now keep in mind this hitch won't come with a pinning clip, so you may want to pick one up here at eTrailer. But another thing to look at is a lot of your accessories now will have a pinning clip with it. And like your bike racks now, a lot of those will come with a anti-rattle hitch pin option. This hitch is going to have heavy duty welded on chain loops. It's going to accept either your clevis style hooks or your S-style hooks. So either one of those are going to work for your trailer towing needs. As far as measurements go for this hitch, from the center of our pinhole out to the edge of our bumper, we are looking at right at around 3.5 inches. With that measurement, you'll be able to decide that if any of your accessories that fold up or stow away will make any contact with the back of your vehicle. Now from the inner top to the ground, ours is on a lift today, so we did do the math. With that measurement, we're going to be at 11 3/4 inches from the hitch to the ground. Now with that measurement, you'll be able to decide on what type of ball drop you may need for your trailer, but you'll also be able to decide if you need a rise in the shank of either your cargo carrier or your bike rack for clearance. As far as weight ratings go for this hitch is going to have a towing weight rating of 600 pounds. That's going to be the weight of, say, your bike rack loaded down with all of your bikes or your cargo carrier loaded down with all of your gear. That's going to be the weight pushing down on the lower portion of the inside of your receiver. Now for a gross trailer weight rating, we're looking at 4,000 pounds. That's going to be the weight of your trailer and everything that you have on that. Now keep in mind, it's always a good idea to take a look in your owner's manual and make sure you don't exceed any of your maximum gross trailer weight ratings for your vehicle. Now if you have any questions or comments about this CURT hitch for your Kia, you can always leave a question or comment down below in the comment section, or you can get a hold of one of our experts here at eTrailer. They'd be glad to help you out. As far as installation goes, it's really not too bad to get this one installed. You can definitely do it yourself, but if it's something you don't have the time, the tools, or the place to do it, you can always take a look at our dealer locator and get something done for you locally. If it's something you feel like tackling yourself, stick around, watch our video, and we'll help you get it installed. To start our installation, we're going to need to get our exhaust moved out of the way that we have over here on our passenger side. So what we want to do is we're going to use a cam buckle strap to support it while we remove our isolators. So I just want to look for a good solid place to put my hooks. And with that, now I can tighten that up. That's going to help hold my exhaust so we don't do any damage up the way here when we remove our isolators. Now to get our isolators removed, I like to use a little bit of soapy water. I'm just using some dish soap and water mixed together. And what I'll do is I'll come through and I'll just spray my rubber isolators with my soapy water mix and just kind of move my exhaust around, and that's going to work that soap into my isolators. We're going to be removing this one back here towards the rear, and we're going to have another one up front. We're going to have one up here by our muffler, and if we need to, we'll have another one just forward of that we'll remove as well, and both of these are going to be the same. So all we're going to do is just get those sprayed down. For our isolator in the back, this one's going to be a little bit tricky. What you want to do is just try and use either a pry bar, or you can use isolator pliers if you can get those up in there to get that broke loose. I'm going to try it a couple different ways. That way, I got it to work with my pry bar. Just get that moved off the end. Now we'll follow the same procedure on the one up front here. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the one that's a little bit further forward on our muffler, and same thing, just going to use my pry bar and get that popped loose. Now we can loosen up our cam buckle strap to give us a little bit of room. Just want to hold up on my exhaust and then loosen my strap and just bring that down a little bit. Now that I've done that, that's going to support our exhaust. On our driver's side, we're going to have this panel, and we're going to have some little pop pins all the way around that. A couple of different ways you can do this. I like to just take a screwdriver and you'll find a little slot in the clip itself. Just want to pop that down, pull that out, and we'll just do that all the way around. As we follow our panel back, we're going to have one more up here in the back, and the same thing. We're just going to use our screwdriver and pop that out. Now that we've done that, we can pull down and remove our panel. Floor pan each side of the back of our vehicle. We're going to have this caulking right here. We need to remove a little bit of this. Just give it a flatter surface for our hitch to line up in here. So I'm just going to use my multi-tool, and we have a little cutting edge on that, and I'm just going to run up that and thin this back a little bit, and that's going to allow us for our hitch to fit better, and I'm going to do this on both sides. After we have that trim back a little bit, may have a little bit of bare metal right there, so I'm just going to take a little spray paint and just touch that up so we have corrosion protection. Underneath of our vehicle on each side, we're going to have 3 weld nuts. These are what we're going to be utilizing to get our hitch installed. Now our vehicle is pretty new, so we're pretty clean up in here, but if yours ends up having some dirt and debris up in here, it's always a good idea to take a toothbrush and just run that up in those and clean them out. That way you don't have any issues with getting your hardware threaded in. Now before we can get our hitch lifted into place, I like to get all my hardware separated and sorted out. In our kit, we're going to have these bolts, and we're also going to have these conical tooth washers. And when we put these together, we want to make sure we have them where the side with the teeth are going to be facing our hitch. Now with an extra set of hands, Jonathan's going to help me lift the hitch into position. So I'm going to get it to go around our exhaust. I'm going to lift it up. And we'll lift our exhaust up with it. And I just line up our bolt holes. And we'll take one of our bolts and get one of them started. Want to get one ran up a little ways, finger tight as far as you can. And we'll get that on both sides. That'll hold our hitch up so we can get the rest of our hardware in place. Now we have all of our hardware in place. We want to make sure that we have our receiver right in the center where we want it. After we have that set up, we'll come through and snug down all of our hardware. After we have everything snugged down, we'll come back through with our torque wrench and torque down all of our hardware to the specifications listed in our instruction manual. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can always pick one up here at eTrailer. We do have some options available. Other than that, you can take a look at your local auto parts store. You should be able to rent one there. With our exhaust in the way, it is a little bit difficult to get in here and torque this last bolt back here because you really don't have enough room to get anything on it. You can move your exhaust side to side, but what I figured out is a socket you can't really get on there really straight. So what I have is a 3/4 dog bone, and I'm just going to get up there with it on an extension and torque it down that way. Now we're going to have to get our plastic panel back in place. Now there's a couple things you can do here. You can go by your instructions and get this trimmed out, or you can go ahead and just leave it off. It really won't hurt anything. But in our case, I'm going to go ahead and get it trimmed out, and we'll show you how we do that. We have our under panel marked out according to our instructions. They also have a pretty good picture in there that you can kind of take a look at and make sure that you have it correct when you get this all laid out. We just have some blue painter's tape on here laid out, and that'll make us follow our lines real well. And now I'm just going to use my multi-tool and just get this cut out. With everything all cut out, now we'll just get our panel put back in place. Just want to get that popped back up in. Now we can install all of our little pop clips. And that was a look at our CURT Class 3 hitch on our 2026 Kia Carnival Hybrid. I'm Scott with eTrailer, and thanks for watching.